What is the Dunning-Kruger effect? Have you ever met someone who spoke with great confidence about something they clearly did not understand? Maybe a person at a party who confidently argued about science, politics, or history but kept getting their facts wrong. Or someone at work who insisted they knew the best way to do something, even though their method was not working at all. This kind of behavior might be explained by something called the Dunning-Kruger effect. The Dunning-Kruger effect is a psychological idea that helps us understand why some people overestimate their knowledge or skills. It was named after two psychologists, David Dunning and Justin Kruger, who discovered something strange during their studies. They found that people who are not very skilled at something often believe they are much better at it than they actually are. At the same time, people who are highly skilled often underestimate themselves, because they assume that others must find the task just as easy as they do. Let us break this down in simple terms. Imagine a person who just started playing chess. They know how to move the pieces and have played a few games. They win once or twice and start thinking, "I am really good at this." They might even try to teach others or criticize more experienced players. But the truth is, they do not know about deeper strategies or common traps. Their confidence is based on very limited experience. Because they do not know what they do not know, they assume they know everything they need to. On the other hand, someone who has studied chess for years and competed in many tournaments knows how much there is to learn. They understand how complex the game can be. So even though they are far more skilled, they might say, "I still have so much to learn," or "There are better players out there." They are more realistic, even humble, about their abilities. The Dunning-Kruger effect happens because people need a certain amount of knowledge to recognize their own lack of knowledge. When a person has only a little understanding of something, they are not aware of how deep the subject really is. They are unaware of the mistakes they are making. This creates a false sense of confidence. You might think this is just a harmless quirk, but it can cause real problems. For example, in the workplace, someone with low ability might push their ideas too strongly, ignoring better advice. In politics or public debates, people who speak loudly with confidence can attract followers, even if their ideas are flawed. On the internet, social media makes it easy for anyone to sound like an expert. People share bold opinions, not because they are right, but because they do not realize they are wrong. One common example is when someone reads a few online articles about health and starts giving medical advice. They may not have any training, but they sound confident. Meanwhile, real doctors, who spent years studying and practicing medicine, may speak with more caution because they know how complicated the human body is. The result is that the loudest voices are not always the most informed ones. The Dunning-Kruger effect also shows up in education. A student who barely studied for a test might say, "That was easy, I nailed it," only to be surprised by a low grade. Another student who worked hard and understood the material deeply might say, "I hope I did okay," and end up with the highest score. The less prepared student cannot see the gaps in their learning, while the better student sees how much more there is to know. This effect does not mean people are stupid. It simply means that all of us, at some point, can fall into the trap of thinking we know more than we do. It can happen in any area: sports, business, parenting, relationships, and even hobbies. The key is to be aware of it and stay open to learning. If you are wondering how to avoid falling into the Dunning-Kruger trap, here are some ideas. First, try to be honest with yourself about what you know and what you do not. If you are new to something, accept that you might not have all the answers yet. Ask questions. Listen to people with more experience. Second, do not confuse confidence with competence. Just because someone sounds sure of themselves does not mean they are right. Third, keep learning. The more you learn about a subject, the more you will understand its complexity, and the more realistic you will be about your own skills. It also helps to welcome feedback. Let others point out your mistakes or offer advice. This can feel uncomfortable, but it is one of the best ways to grow. Being open to correction is a sign of strength, not weakness. Lastly, be humble. Real wisdom often comes with the quiet understanding that there is always more to learn. The Dunning-Kruger effect is not about making fun of people who make mistakes. It is a reminder that confidence and ability do not always go hand in hand. It helps explain why we sometimes overestimate ourselves and why we should be careful when judging others based only on how confident they appear. Understanding this concept can make us more thoughtful, more patient, and more willing to learn. It encourages us to look beyond the surface, to ask better questions, and to avoid the trap of thinking we know it all. In the end, it teaches us that true intelligence is not just about having knowledge, but about knowing how much we still have to learn. If you found this article helpful and it gave you new insight into human behavior and psychology, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. We create clear and thoughtful content to help you better understand yourself and the world around you. Your support allows us to keep making these valuable lessons available to everyone. Thank you for being here, and we hope to see you in the next video.